You don't want to get cock-blocked, or do you? I think you will all day long. We got Van Halen, Judas Priest, cock-blocks happening all day long. We got two guys coming in, and these fellas collect frozen entrees.
Whoa.
Yeah,
frozen? You mean TV dinners?
Yes, they collect frozen dinners of some sort. I don't know, these guys are absolutely nuts. They're going to be it here. It's going to be great. All morning long, 106.9, Stan and Dan in the morning on the Roosters, KOCK. The cock. Coming in right now, two crazy fellas. Now, these guys are nutty. They collect frozen food entrees. That's right, Shawn and Vince, frozen food entrees. Welcome to the show, gentlemen. Before we do any talking, go ahead and put on your cock heads.
Nothing better on the radio than funny hats.
That's right, my friend. Funny hats in the morning. Stan and Dan, 106.9. Put on the gobbler. Yeah, you got balls on your chin. It doesn't even make sense.
Here comes another meeting with the boss.
Hey, they look good on sticks, and those guys blow. All right, so you guys collect frozen foods. That's very interesting. Frozen food entrees. Why? Why?
We're frozen.
First question, why?
Well, we're Frozen Entree Enthusiasts, and we collect frozen entrees.
How do you know when you're done?
How
do you know when you're done?
That's funny.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Listen, when you guys collect, is there any particular one that you collect? Is there like a,
What's the most expensive? The most expensive.
What's the Babe Ruth? The Babe Ruth.
Yeah, what's the most expensive?
Well, what's your Babe Ruth? What's your Sammy Sosa?
But it's
I understand you guys have a club.
Yeah, the Mesa Frozen Entree Enthusiasts Club.
What's matter? The Pussy Catcher Club is all filled up? Fellas, I understand, yeah. Hey, ladies, get the runoff over at the Frozen Food Enthusiast Club. That's a long name for a club.
17,
too long a name for a club. I understand you guys are having a convention. Is that right? A convention coming in?
Right, we got a convention. It's going to be.
We're going to get
Fellas, we're running out of time, but everybody else can check you out on the web at frozenfood.com, I imagine. Something like that.
It's
fantastic. Well, we'll check it out. We'll link to you here at 106.9.
Really enjoying meeting you guys, really.
KOCK, Stan and Dan in the mornings. Come back. We're going to make a prank phone call to Jessica Hahn.
Well, collecting in general is like a tattoo, or or like potato chips. People become very gluttonous for things. It's coveting. You covet something. You get the first one, then you go into the second one, then the third one. So who knows? I mean, maybe this will become a highly collectible thing. Stranger things have happened.
In my collection now, I've got over 900 pieces. So just to hold them all, I got to run 14 full-size freezers in a one-bedroom apartment. This is a classic Frigidaire model. The first freezer I ever owned, got it for my 12th birthday, had it ever since, never let me down once. All brass fittings underneath, great unit. But these are my boys. Goose and Mav, amazing units. Now this, just a classic 68 Sears Cold Spot Space Master 17, just an amazing unit. Actually, this one has been hot rodded twice the Freon capacity that it was issued with back in 68, gonna keep everything cold as fuck, and that one is heavy as shit, believe me. But now this one here, 2002 Kelvinator, cryogenic fucking cold. It runs at 125 watts per side at 8 ohms, tricked out aftermarket. I can run this bitch at 500 watts all day long, 450 PSI on the compressor, airtight, watertight, submersible up to 350 feet. It's my best flagship top of the line unit. This is where I keep all my deluxe gourmet entrees. This is where you're gonna find my grade A premium shit. Okay, we got a shitload of shit to cover tonight, folks, so let's get started, all right? Now, as everybody knows, the new Swanson's coming out this Friday. Yeah, finally. I know. So they're due to be released 12:01 Friday morning. I think I might be able to get my hands on a few of them a little bit ahead of schedule and have some in time for Thursday night's meeting. I've got a hookup on the inside at Safeway. I'm gonna do my best, but that's all I can say about that.
What about the rumors about the Russian dumpling?
Yeah, I've heard those rumors myself, and I gotta tell you, to be honest, I think it's fucking bullshit. I don't think we're gonna see those this year. It'd be great for the collectors, but I really doubt it. It's Scott, buddy. Yep, I know what you're looking for.
The Kiwi Cobbler?
I don't know. 50-50. That's the best I can tell you. Keep your fingers crossed. Just think good thoughts. Maybe we'll get them. I think if not this season, probably next season for sure. But the big news, last minute change in the packaging. They were a little concerned about a conflict with the Healthy Choice entrees. They're going with red this year. Yeah, I know. It's gonna be real sexy. I'm real excited to see them.
Shawn, are you sure red?
Yeah, I'm sure.
My people said they're going to be blue.
Well, your people are wrong.
MBT is the key to the whole thing. That's what makes frozen entree collecting so fun and so exciting for me. TV dinners have been around since the 50s, whereas entree collecting is a relatively new thing. So you need to be very creative when locating new pieces.
This one, I was in the freezer aisle at Safeway one day. Met another guy there that was a collector. You know, one of these guys, big shit talker, thinks he knows everything. Well, I think we found out how much he knew. Sold me this piece for 19 bucks, just broke it off in his ass. This fucker today is worth over $400, and I just got it like 3 years ago. This is a beauty, the oldest piece in my collection, 1959 Stofers. This is like the Mickey Mantle rookie card. And you might remember the Kiss solo meals that they issued. These things, man, these are really hard to find today. And look at this, Gene Simmons. This is just a beauty. It's in premium shape. I mean, this thing is mint. Okay, we got a lot of out-of-town collectors that are real interested in the convention. We got to keep tabs on these fuckers. So with that in mind, let's hear from Shelly, our IT officer.
Everyone was kind of down because, you know, no one wanted to kind of step up to the plate and make the website. So I got pretty into it. I was like, oh, I could learn this. So I went and I took a whole like 3-week course at MCC, and it was great. So we have like stuff about news, we have the photo gallery. You can buy and sell entrees on the site here. We've got a section for that. One day I overheard Shawn talking to one of the other members, and just, he was kind of, it's like he was bragging about it. So I think people really like it, and it feels really good, especially that Shawn likes it, of course. I used to spend like my Saturday nights, you know, just kind of, I wasted a lot of time just reading, and now, of course, I'm on the internet a lot. I guess it's kind of expanded my personal life, you could say, in a way, because I've met people, you know, people have approached me online, and, you know, you kind of start chatting with them. And I think if Shawn had met someone online instead of, you know, in a bar, he might be happier. He might have found someone who really appreciates him more. He just says he's really complicated.
Okay, now on the topic of the new membership drive, one more thing. I really don't want to bring it up again, but I have to. Hazing. The hazing of the new members, it's gotta stop. Look, I think it's funny too. I do. I mean, most of that shit was my idea, don't forget. But if we want to be taken seriously as a legitimate organization, we gotta cut out these shenanigans and get some black guys.
Can we seriously start talking about the keynote speaker to the convention?
Well, we don't really have a lot of time left, and we still got to get to games and refreshments.
I think we should talk about it a little bit.
Okay, Vince wants to talk about the keynote, and Vince always gets what he wants, doesn't he? So let's get into that. Okay.
What if I can get Duchamp?
Yeah. Nice. Okay, you can't. Anyway.
What if I can get him?
Listen, Vince, don't you think he was my first choice? The guy's my fucking hero. I mean, he's the brass shit. What I hold in my hand right here is the holy grail of frozen entree collecting. And it's known simply as the Duchamp Hungry Man. Back in the late 60s, early 70s, package designer working for Swanson by the name of Teddy Duchamp. Only here's the thing, he's not really a package designer at all. He's an artist. Okay, the guy fucking hangs out with Warhol. They're like friends. So he goes to unveil his new design for the 1972 Hungry Man line. And here's what it is. A white box with a picture of a fucking spark plug on it. No text, no fucking UPC code, nothing, no bullshit, just art, okay? But these guys, they don't fucking get it, right? Because they're not, you know, they're not into that shit. So they send him back to his drawing board and say, give us the usual bullshit that you crank out year after year. And he's like, fuck that. So here's what he comes back with. And this, how awesome is this? Okay, Salisbury steak, mashed potatoes, and roll of quarters. Right there, okay? And then he sends us a message over here. Help, I hate my job. Cost him his job, made him a fucking legend in the industry, okay? So I know what you're thinking. Okay, if this thing's worth so much, and it is, then what the fuck are you doing just keeping it in your regular freezer? Well, here's the thing. You break into my house looking for the Duchamp, where are you gonna look? You're gonna look in the Kelvinator 2000, you're gonna look in all these kick-ass freezers, but you're gonna be thinking, what kind of a fucking retard would keep it in his regular freezer? Next week's meeting, don't forget, not gonna be here, we're gonna have it over at the No Choice. Anybody who can stick around afterwards, that'd be great, because my band is playing. Me and Al. It's kind of a big night for us, because we've got a record label scout from Holy Trinity Records is going to be at the show. I know. We're really fired up. So anybody who can stay, just leave after the meeting and come back in and pay the cover charge, because we get that money. All right? All right, good meeting, everybody. Nice. And anybody who wants to challenge my high score on the dance game, Dr. Howard has the sign-up sheet.
Macaroni and cheese. Hey, can't go wrong with macaroni and cheese, my friend. That goes with every dinner. What you got? Linda McCartney? She's dead. That's worth something. All right, here we go.